So I'm finally gonna finish tearing the B18 down. B18A1. Already got all the bottom end stuff off except for the main caps and timing belt and all that stuff. It's all packed up down there. So I just gotta pull the cam caps, pull the cams, and pull the head, and then finally get to see why this thing seized up. And we did get it to spin now, but like I use spin as like a very loose term for spinning. Like you gotta really crank on it with a foot-long breaker bar, and it budges. That's what it doesn't spin. It budges. So we'll see what's going on here. So I'm about to get the head off here. Yeah, so let's just start with the cams. You can see they got some of them are alright, but like this one's probably the worst right here. Can you hear that? That is pretty bad scoring going on. The caps have a pretty bad scoring too. Oh shit, whatever. Like, yeah, they're just all scratched up. So that sucks. I was hoping this head would be okay. And you can see the caps, like this one's got some real deep grooves in there. So does that one. They're all really scratched up. This one has some pretty gnarly stuff going on right there at the edge. This one's actually, that one's not so bad. That one just looks bad. These ones are actually pretty good. It's mainly the intake side that are chewed up. The rockers look pretty good actually. So yeah, that sucks. Cams are scratched up pretty bad, and the cam caps. 3 of the head studs came out. Could be the top of the threads have a little damage to them because the studs only go in hand tight. So I'll probably be able to use an Allen and get these off, and I might be able to reuse these. I got them used, so I wasn't really expecting too much out of them, because this was this head came on the B20 right there, and then this block I got as a long block. It was basically a complete junkyard engine. It was like, it was sitting upside down in some guy's backyard for like a few years, so like it was just all destroyed. The head, every single valve was seized up because it had no intake or no exhaust, and it was upside down, so it was just pooling with water. So I took that head off, and that head's gone. It's just pure garbage. So I swapped the B20 head onto the B18 block, and that worked out pretty damn good. until the oil pump pickup stud failed. I could dig that up. Is it right here? Oh no, I got too much shit on it. But yeah, one of the pickup studs like came loose, and that killed the oil pressure. Lovely. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, gonna pull the head off here. So it'd be hard for me to show, but the bottom of the head looked fine, all the valves looked fine. There's no valve to piston contact, which is kind of what I thought happened. The cylinder walls have no significant scratching. I'm actually surprised at how good this looks. I thought this block was going to be total trash. I'm going to try to spin this over. Oh. Okay. It didn't do that before. Alright, I'm a little flabbergasted right here. This was literally dead fucking seized. Dead seized. Like, it felt like like the breaker bar was gonna snap before the flywheel was gonna budge an inch. Yeah, these walls look fine too. What in the hell happened to this engine? I thought taking the head off was gonna tell me everything I needed to know, but obviously not. I'm gonna pull the the drain plug, get the rest of the coolant out of the jacket so I don't make a mess, flipping it upside down. And then I guess I'm gonna be taking the crankshaft out. I am amazed that it spins right now. That is totally shocking to me. When it first locked up, I thought like my starter was broken or something. I don't know. I still don't know. I'm in shock right now. I thought this was gonna be a total loss. I may be able to just throw on an oil pump and get a new crankshaft and new bearings. I was expecting like a piston to be exploded or cracked, or my rings to be like, I was expecting the walls to just be all chewed up. But right now it's not perfectly free. Like, there's some resistance. Oh yeah, like right there. It's a little tough. But it's spinning. Which is so strange because when the engine was in the car, I took the oil pump off and I tore the bottom end down to like, it's basically exactly how it was in the car except for the head being on. But that just wouldn't make sense, because like with the spark plugs out, so there'd be no compression. It wasn't a valve issue. The head looked fine. You could say it was a transmission, but it's obviously not, because the transmission on here is on my B18 right now, and you know that thing's laying it down. So it's got to be sun in the bottom end. I'm not gonna know till I pull the crankshaft out. Which, am I gonna do that tonight? I don't know. I think I am. Because otherwise I'm gonna be wondering what the hell is going on in here. Jeez. Well, that is surprising. I thought this was gonna be a total loss. Because like I said, this was essentially a junkyard engine that I got on the forums for. I literally got this long block for 50 bucks, and it already had the ARP head studs installed. It was just that all the valves were destroyed. So for 50 bucks, I basically got a short block with ARP head studs, and all I put into it was 40 more bucks for the ARP rod bolts. And yeah, this thing made like 300 horsepower for a few months, so I definitely got my money's worth out of it, that's for sure. So I'm gonna try to get the coolant drain plug off, drain the coolant out, and then we'll flip this thing over and start taking the main caps off and the rod caps here. So, I think I know what's going on here. Get the handy dandy flashlight. So as you can see, number one rod crank bearing journal is totally fucked up. Like, really, really bad. And the bearings, the bearing flipped and it doubled up. So, it's hard to see. There's actually two bearings down there. The other ones actually aren't so bad, except for number 4, which isn't really scratched up, but it's full of metal shavings. But 2 and 3 don't look too bad. 1 is totally destroyed. Let's see if I can try to get the bearing out. See, here are the caps. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2's pretty bad. 1, the bearing flipped and it totally just chewed up the rod cap. So I'm gonna need to swap a rod. Can I get this bearing out of here? Bear with me here. Oh, come on. Oh, sort of. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, there we go. See how the bearings are doubled up like that? That is not supposed to happen. That is, that's really bad. Well, I'm guessing that's why it was locked up. I'm still gonna pull the mains. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to pull the mains. This crankshaft has to come out. So, it's been about a month since I've worked on this. This is, of course, the seized up B18. And you can see spun number one pretty bad. The bearings flipped over on themselves. So I'm just about to pull the crankshaft out. I was able to clean up all this crap so I could show you how the oil pump failed. And yeah, there's supposed to be a stud there, and there isn't. So that would kill your oil pressure. And got some of the head studs that came out, caps, and all the ARP hardware. So, gonna pull this crank out. Well, that wasn't so bad. So the mains are not spun, but they're definitely scratched up. So yeah, this crank is just not worth the money to fix. I have another set of LS rods right there. Set of 4 rods and pistons. So I'm thinking, I think I'm gonna pick up a B20 from the JDM Engine Depot for like under 300 bucks. Snag the crank and the oil pump out of that. Swap this rod over, and I think that should get this working again. And then probably also use the B20 head, since the cam galleries on the head on here got kind of chewed up. So I'm going to pull the crank out. So, holy shit, look at this. Look at that fucking bearing. Look at the end of that bearing. Holy crap. It's like super thin too. Oh yeah, look at that lip. Holy shit. Yeah, it spun bad. Tell you what. The other one's definitely got damage, but holy shit, number one. And then this other half of the bearing, the tang is just totally gone. And the rod, yeah, this totally was just spinning in there. How gouged is that? Yeah, it's scratched up alright. See how this one looks. Yeah. Oh. Oil pressure. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to have. So that's funny. Alright, so I'm gonna pack this block up, and I got all the other stuff for it here. The pickup, the baffle, all the various bolts, the pump, the caps. I'm gonna put the caps back on. The rod caps and the main caps. I'm gonna put the studs that came out back in, and harmonic balancer, the key, and then package this thing up, and then that'll just sit till I grab a B20. So that's why it dead seized. Spun number, oh man, look at that. Even the oil gallery got chewed up. Probably hard to see on camera, but damn. That spun hard. That'll seize your engine up.